Hey YouTube, Rider Zero back today with a new review. Today we're going to take a look, we're going to actually do a double review and take a look at Kamen Rider, actually Master Rider 1 and Master Rider 2, or Kamen Rider 1, Kamen Rider 2, whatever you want to call it, otherwise known as Ichigo and Nigo. We're not really going to take a look at the boxes today because these are just basically plain boxes, and the best part you're seeing right there on the back, which I'm going to use for backgrounds. This is basically going to be a review of one figure because it's more or less the same figure, just different colors. So that's why I kind of doubled up with them. I thought about doing like a mega review and putting V3 in with this one, but I think it has enough subtle differences that I'll save it for later and do this one by itself. We'll go ahead and take a look at the accessories, extra hands, whatnot that it comes with. I already have those pulled out of the box, so we'll take a look starting with Ichigo's. They're basically the same for both rider or both figure. It comes with the squeezy hands, the fists, and the choppy hands, and then the splayed open hands. It does come with two different scarves. It has one just laying straight down and one, the blowing in the wind style scarf. Nigo, same thing here. The squeezy, fists, and splayed open, and double scarf. I already have one on each figure. So, yeah, nothing really special about these. And I apologize if I sound funny. I've been a little under the weather, so, I may sound a little funny. So, I apologize for that. We'll just go ahead and jump right into it and take a look at these guys. Starting with Ichigo. These were the first molds, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, V3 was the first figure art released, if I'm not mistaken. Based off the same mold as V3. It's pretty basic. It's the original, the very first mold. So the articulation is pretty much what you'd see in every other figure art since then. The only thing, the head articulation is a little limited. We're going to go ahead and take a look at that first, by the way, the articulation. Head articulation is limited because of the scarf, and then the back of the costume here with the collar. You can't really get much movement there. The shoulders, standard 180 degree turning, that kind of movement shoulders. Shoulder pads do lift up as always. Fantastic elbow jointing. You get full wrist movement here. Same thing with the other shoulder. You get chest and stomach movement here. Not a huge fan of the way that they did the belt on these. They kind of just like a big shirt. They look like a big shirt piece on the bottom of it there, just kind of chilling. The belt is pretty nicely detailed there, though. These belts actually literally were belts, so nothing huge to write home about in regards to those. They're pretty plain, and the only real difference between the two is the color. The leg is, ball jointed there, full movement there, no restrictions. Double jointed knees as always. The the knee pads do pop off, so be careful because I did almost lose mine. Anyway, the ankles, same movement as always, front to back, side to side. And the toes do bend up and down like all figure arts. And the boots actually turn on these as well. So, there you go. Just another little articulation point. So, it's standard figure arts articulation that we've all come to know and love. So, nothing really different or out of the ordinary to write home about on this one. Just the restriction on the articulation for the head. We'll take a look at the detailing. You probably won't be able to pick it up as well on camera here because of the color and the huge amount of light blaring right on his face, but they do have compound eyes. It's kind of a light shade of pink. A dull pinkish kind of color, I guess you could say. The overall color, aside from the black, is kind of like I don't know what you call it, like a slate, bluish, grayish color, maybe. The paintwork on it is pretty basic. There's not really a whole lot of detailing on it. I mean, it's still, they're still nice looking figures. There's just not a whole lot of details, especially, now that we're seeing newer stuff like the two Kivas that came out that are just fantastically detailed, and, there's just stuff all over those figures to look at. But, these are based off the original Kamen Riders, so, back then these were kind of out of this world crazy. But In terms of the figures, you know, they're kind of plain compared to most of the other Figuarts. That's not to say that that's a bad thing, because you know, everybody had to start somewhere, and I think they did pretty good for the originals. Back of it here, you know, pretty plain. You see I think those are supposed to be scarf pieces. I apologize, I'm not really up to my research on these. One thing I did think was kind of cool, I don't know how well you can see it there, but you can actually see the neck and the hair there on the figure, because this actually was literally a helmet. It wasn't made to look like armor. They actually put those on in the movie and whatnot. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look at Nigo. I'm not going to go through all the articulation stuff with him, because it's basically the same as Ichigo, and I already have him in an epic pose. Tried to model it off the one there in the box. The only real difference is the colors. I mean, like I was saying from the beginning, this one has a green kind of, I don't know what kind of green you'd call it, but it's green. Articulation's the same, exact as Ichigo. The belt obviously is a different color. It's red where the other one is white. The compound eyes are red where the other one is pink. And, yeah, I mean, that's really about it. He's got a stripe down the side of the leg. Oh, wait, he does too. I didn't notice that before on this one. It's so lightly colored. When you look at it this way, you can't really see it. But yeah, I mean, you know, overall, I still think they're great figures. I was a little hesitant on picking these two up. Just because of the fact, you know, like with a lot of the Kamen Rider shows, unfortunately, I haven't watched all of them. I'm still working on Den-O. Trying to get this pose like I had it on the box there. So, you know, I'm still playing catch up. I actually just recently got caught up with O's, which is the newest one. This isn't going to look as good as I had it before, but it looks stupid. Yeah, we're just going to do it like this. But anyway, I kind of lost my train of thought and started rambling there. I'm sorry. I still like these figures. For what they are, you know, I thought they were pretty nice. They're, like I said, they're pretty plain compared to the new stuff and, you know, newer riders, because the newer they got, or the more advanced the technology got for special effects, the more, you know, the costumes changed with it. But that's not to say that these don't deserve a place in your Figuarts collection, because I kind of think they do. Like I said, I was hesitant on getting them at first, and the main reason I got it was because I really liked the way that the Cyclone bike looked. Even though, you know, I'm not a huge fan of the Figuarts bikes, for some reason that one just kind of caught my eye, and then I started looking at Ichigo and Nigo together, and I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and grab Ichigo and get the bike. And then, of course, if you get one, you got to get two, and if you get two, you got to get three. So now I have all three of them, and I'm really glad I did, just because, you know, like I said, you can pay homage to the originals. You know, they deserve a place in the collection. They're, as far as the price point, they're really, really cheap compared to other Figuarts. You can get these brand new for around $1,600 off AmiAmi. I just got V3 in the other day, and I think it was like $16.20 or something like that. I don't know. But I think I got it shipped here just by itself for like 20 bucks altogether, maybe a little over. So, you know, it could be an introduction to Figuarts. It could, you know, it's one of the cheaper ones if you're trying to explain to somebody what these are and why we're so crazy about them. You know, this could be a cheap way to get them to see that, you know, these really are great figures. So, final thoughts on it, kind of still in a little line from Dawson there. I would probably recommend these guys just because, like I said, they're cheap. The articulation is fantastic, as with all Figuarts, and, you know, it's a great way to introduce people to the line without going too crazy and having to do a whole lot of explaining. And, you know, they're just really good looking figures. You know, they're plain, but that's, like I said before, that's not a bad thing. So I think that'll about do it. This actually turned out to be a little shorter than what I thought. I kind of stopped myself from rambling. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you have any questions or anything, please feel free. If I missed something, I hope you guys will point that out, because I'm sure that I probably did. I didn't really do my research beforehand on these guys. So thanks for watching. And again, thanks for all the subscriptions. I hope you guys are still enjoying these videos. I'm going to continue to try to pump these out. My goal within the next few months is hopefully to be able to get partner. It's going to take a lot of work on my part. So, you know, here I am rambling now. I was stopping myself from doing that, but then I failed. So we're going to go ahead and end it there before I keep rambling. So hope you guys enjoyed the review, and hope you guys keep watching. Questions, comments, subscriptions. Please continue to do all that stuff. Spread the word. And Until next time, guys, take care.